Googled Cristiano Ronaldo's weekly wage, and it's amazing what I discovered. He's been paid $4 million. That is amazing. And that is strictly because of his competence. Welcome to the Great Youth Connect Show. My name is Funke Sonyalu Famaroti, the Global Inspirer. And today we will be talking about competence. But before then, I'm always delighted to have my wonderful youth in the room, and that is Anoladuni. You're welcome to the show.
Oh,
You,
thank you,
are
Mama.
you twinning with your colors?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because because you're looking so good.
Thank you,
But
Mama.
really, something just baffled me before we got on the show today. I was
Okay.
like, God, this is massive. How can one person be earning $1 million weekly? That's like the wealth of a
Of
generation.
a generation.
And guess what? It's just strictly because of competence. You know, one of the things I discovered in recent times about youth of our generation is that they are somehow reluctant or laid back to build competence. They just want to arrive at the destination right away. I'd like us to pick this conversation on competence from this very angle because you see, it baffles me that the youth of this generation, they do not want to build before they arrive. I was, you know, checking through the biography of Cristiano Ronaldo, and one of the things I discovered that this guy shows up every day. When he was about, I think about 10 or thereabout, his father helped him discover his talent on time, and they always train every good day. You can imagine when others are resting or even playing, he has started building himself. So no wonder he has arrived to the point that he's earning such a huge amount.
Yeah.
So that gives me this question that, or it builds this question in my heart that why do we have to have a build competence early in life? All right, because one of the things that is lacking in the life of a youth out there is this very competence. You as a human resource person in the past, I discovered that when they come for employment, they would have different things written down in their resume, but when they are being told to prove it, you find them wanting. So over the years, by God's grace, I've been able to build competence. But I'd like to hear you. What do you even understand by competence?
Wow. Well, I first put my hands together again for you because you know Cristiano Ronaldo, for a person of your age.
I'm a football fan. What do you
Okay.
for goodness sake?
For Ronaldo lovers,
All
we
right.
like that.
Yeah,
So,
another lovers.
so I'll get the conversation started from my side to say that I was checking through what does competence mean? What does it mean exactly? So I realized that competence is your ability to do something successfully and efficiently.
Efficiently.
And I was asking the same question because I've always known there's a difference between being effective and being efficient. And the difference is time.
Yeah.
Effective means that something is potent, is working. There's no time in the conversation. But when it comes to efficiency, it comes with time. It means you are good for a period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the equation. So if you check competency, then you can see it has to do with consistency. And just like I would say also, if you ask me my own word, what is competence or whatever you call it? Competence to me is mastery.
That's the
Yeah.
word.
Mastery.
It's mastery. And by that I mean that, you know, there are three levels to understanding any concept in life. I read a book and they wrote about this. So the first level is the level of awareness. So for everything, for example, if I say cardiovascular, pulmonary, artery, if I see all those things, they are medical terms anyway, they're jargons. To you, it will be at the realm of your awareness.
Sure.
The next stage, if I take it further now, I'll probably explain what it means, and then I take you again tomorrow and then next tomorrow. You're getting to a point where you begin to understand. That's the next level. So the first is awareness. For everything you hear in life, the first thing that comes to mind is that you're aware about that thing. It doesn't mean you understand it. No, you don't at that point. So until you further learn it more, that's when you get understanding. But the last phase is mastery.
True.
So at that point, you are expected. That's why people study courses and then they have master's degree because at that point they are expected to master that concept
Exactly.
or that philosophy. They are supposed to know the in total, I mean the nitty gritty of that particular course, right? So awareness, understanding, and mastery,
Mastery.
very powerful. But I'll take it a step further now from that to say that competence actually goes beyond maybe like mastery and all of it, which is still in the same realm, but just to also add some salts to it that we have to go I mean, let me just, I'll share my example. There's a concept that is called the 10,000 hour principle.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know the
So, and it
concept.
works for almost every field. If you want to be a footballer, devote 10,000 hours into it.
Yes,
A 10,000 hours.
for 21 days.
Exactly. So if you, for example, even if you want to kill people, if you want to be a thief, devote 10,000 hours into that.
You become
After a while, you become a master.
You
mastery.
become a master.
It was also proven scientifically that people who get to become medical practitioners and doctors, they spend like 6.5 years and then 1 year for housemanship and all of that. So if you calculate all of that together, they would get nothing less than 10,000 hours working in that field. So that's why they are being licensed and certified to operate, to open up, make incision in someone's body, because they have entrusted them with that strength of time,
Exactly.
and therefore that duration of time as well. So they don't just know those things by awareness, they don't know them by understanding, they know those things by mastery.
Yeah.
So that's why they do practicals. They get to cut people now. You think it's easy to cut? You cut the chicken, you see, when the blood comes out, you tell
Yes.
Well, yeah,
it takes
they've
that
shown
mastery. So
Exactly.
for me, let me just tell my story in a few, and it's also in this line. I think I got this early because I don't want to get into but let me get into my story. So if you ask what did
We
I
want to
study,
hear your story, though.
I studied forestry from the University of Ibadan, the primary university.
Oh, that's us.
And so if you ask me where I work now, I work in a media house. How did I get there?
That makes the two of us.
How did I get there? It's quite simple. I got there because even all through school, from 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 level, I was always interning at radio stations. Yeah, for every time if there was going to be a break, if there was going to be anything, strike, whatever, I would leave
Coincidentally.
the school.
Wow.
And then I would go to a radio station to intern. Because I felt like there's something in me. I have a passion for this and I want to do it. So I kept on at that to the point
I see.
So let me just fast forward straight down to when I was going to serve in Benue. I got to Benue and I was serving. And then I wanted what I wanted, which is media. So I went to Radio Benue, for example, because I served in Benue State. And when I got to Radio Benue, they said they were not taking interns again. That unfortunately, they're sorry, I have to go. But someone just said, okay, wait and wait for the director to just see you. So the director saw me and said, okay, you want to do, okay. They gave me a script and then come back, like run that script and then let them send it to me. So I just ran the script. So when I was about leaving, the director came and then she saw me. She's a woman. And then she said, you know what? I want you again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how it goes to
I can
intern at
imagine.
Radio Benue. And it was anybody that sees it will probably be like, maybe the woman likes me. She doesn't like my face. By the way, I'm black. Might not like black faces.
Black is
complexion.
beautiful.
She might not like black faces.
Okay.
So that's
Black is
not, it's
beautiful.
not because of my color, it's not because of what I look like that she gave me that opportunity. It was because of the competence I had built
Over time.
over time. So I guess that's like it for me, mastering something. And that's where it
That's
becomes
what-
difficult. People master a lot of things. They're called jack of all trades.
Trades.
They're master of none.
None.
So if you get to the point where this is what I want to do, go for it.
That's it.
Headlong into it.
Exactly.
Neck deep into it. Whatever you want to do, go for it. Even if it's hard, it will be hard. Okay, maybe to further the story, I worked at a media house and I didn't get paid for 7 months. How about that?
That way you
I
would
worked as a
survive,
graduate
though.
intern.
Wow.
And I didn't get paid for 7 months and I was not crying. Well, maybe I cried. But after I cried, I was still standing up and saying tomorrow, I think I was telling one of my friends, there was a day I was trekking. If you know the distance from Bola to Bodija, you probably know
That's a
I
distance.
trekked my way down to work that day and I was crying, I was sweaty and I was crying. Because I knew that this is so hard. Why is it this hard?
But you were building competence.
Yeah.
And now it has paid off. Let's just quickly hear what Denise has to say about competence.
Okay,
and how you're able
competence to me is beyond the natural ability. Yeah, it's a combination of skills, the combination of knowledge, and consistent performance.
That's
You can there's talent. Talent is like what you do, like you know what you're doing, you know this thing. But competence is how can you deliver what you do? Like delivering, like can you deliver this thing you know how to do? There are so many people that has this talent, they've worked in organizations, okay, they've employed them because of their talent, but they cannot be maintained there because they are not competent, because they cannot deliver what they know. So competence, I think for me, competence, like I said, this, I work in the media also, and recently I've been placed in the production studio. And trust me, before I came here a few months ago, I know nothing about recording. I know nothing about sound. I know nothing.
That's beautiful.
But someone here out of his favorite, okay, I think this guy's ready to learn. please come. I followed him, and he just showed me one or two things. And trust me, like you said, mastery. Like I mastered it. When I'm alone, Mr. Anu.
Sorry, let me quickly comment. How are you able to do that? Because with what she does now, I'm so impressed. That means it was just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Or let's say a year ago, thereabout.
It's not
even up to a year.
Maybe 4-5 months
Have you been
ago.
able to build that mastery? Because you're so competent in production right now. How are you able to do it?
Just mastering it.
Showing up every day.
Consistently.
Like
Mr. Anu can testify, because sometimes I can just be in the newsroom and I'm voicing out, trying to edit, trying to add effects, trying to. So I do this every time, and I think it was even before 2 weeks. I called the person that taught me, and I was like, Otisare mo, Oshie, and even Mr. Anu was like doing it like, wow, do you know this thing?
That's interesting to know,
yeah.
and I'm so impressed by that, though. I want us to quickly talk about how to build this competence. For me, one of the ways that you can build competence is to have a clear goal. Kilo fe shigongo. Where are you going? What do you want to do? You can't just be building competence on everything. No, you must be able to streamline what exactly do you want to build competence in. All right. For me, like I told you my story, when I got to that stage where I got the clarity of where I'm going to life, the next thing was to begin to build competence.
Yeah.
And I had a voice, go back to school. Because I had my first degree was on science. Meanwhile, what I'm doing is on arts.
Yeah.
Do you get? And a story just came to mind now. So in 1997, I remember I was going to write WAEC or thereabout. My literature teacher called me. Only I know you are in science, but you are supposed to be in art. I know you're brilliant. That's why you went to science. But he used this word, may the Almighty quickly direct your step to where you're supposed to be. I didn't understand at that age, but I understood about 27 years after. You can imagine. So what I'm saying, I had to go back to school. But before I went back to school, I had it clear that, okay, now, whatever you are doing, your talents, your skills, not even your skills, your talents, your giftings lies in arts. So you have to go back to get skilled. Do you understand? There is a talent, there is a gift. Now, to make it a skill, you have to be trained. So first of all, to build competence, you have to have a clear goal. My clear goal was that as a global inspirer, I needed to get competence by going back to school to get skilled and certified. And that's why I made sure I'm certified in every area that I'm supposed to be certified in. One, then I began to get the relevant skills required for my journey, my career, my assignment, my purpose. Do you understand? The third one was that I began to develop these skills by, as a, how like service, through service. Service. I would call you, please, can I help you do this? Can I help you do that?
Yeah.
Can I feature? I remember when I was starting up in my career, I was practically begging presenters, can I just help you? Can we just be in the studio together? Can I help you with production? Do you understand? That was how service, selfless. No, they're not paying me or nothing. I did that for about 4 years. Wow. In fact, I did that until one of my mentors said, okay, it's served too. You are done. You are done serving. Oh yeah, it's time. I didn't even realize that I'm done serving, as in I've really, because I was just sold out. I realized, because one of the things that competence does for you, which we'll get there shortly, is that you're going to build capacity.
Yeah.
You understand? But you cannot build capacity without allowing yourself to serve, as in you have to serve. Then one of the ways of getting competence is to get mentorship. Mentorship is very key, which I see the lacuna in this generation, because they want to get a rich mentor that is not even relevant on their journey. You get?
Probably doesn't have their time.
They don't even have their time. That's the word. They don't have their time. They're not even relevant. But because it's rich, they feel like, okay, your mentor may not even be someone that is known at all. My mentor in broadcasting is not a very popular person, but for some people, they know him. All right? I learned under him. I don't want to mention his media house now because they didn't pay me to advertise. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So mentorship is very key, because they will hold your hand. They are like, I don't want you liking it like the Almighty saying that I will hold your hand, saying this is the way work in it. A mentor will show you where they have failed so that you can succeed there without having going through the routes they went through. So the first thing to do to get competence from my own end that I've experienced so far is to have a clear goal. 1, 2, get knowledge.
Yeah.
Get knowledge. Get knowledge. 3, get skilled and trained. Then have mentors. Serve. Those are the ways I've been able to get competence. You want to share with us how you've been able to get competence?
I mean, these are powerful things. I mean, any other thing I add to that would just be extraneous.
Okay.
But maybe just to give you the benefit of the doubt to say that, just like you said, I would also put into, just like you mentioned, time is very important. People get tired easily. People just want to, they just get to a point where they feel like, oh, I'm not doing it again. But how long have you tried? Now, when you said
It's common in this generation.
you said for 4 years,
Yeah.
I was thinking about,
And I didn't even think about it.
I said for 7 months, and I felt like that was a big deal. Now
Can you
I'm
imagine?
listening to your story now. 4 years,
4 years.
7 months.
I didn't realize it until my mentor said it's okay. You have done enough. I didn't even realize
So
it.
I guess one of the things we can invest is to invest time. Invest
Serving.
serving.
Serving people,
Yeah.
organization, anybody.
You cannot be overflogged.
Yeah.
Invest time.
Very, very
I think that,
important.
that works for me.
Works for you. What
So
about
I
you?
think just commit to continuous learning and practice deliberately. Like when you are deliberate about learning, when you are deliberate about practicing,
Yeah.
I don't know, you will know this thing. You'll be competent.
Yes.
And like people even want to call you when they have something to do. So just like it has worked for me.
Yes.
Like I commit to learning. I'm deliberate about it. I want to know this thing, and I've been deliberate about it, and it has been working for me. And yeah, when sometimes when they want to do something, like don't need you, I want that. And that is because I've practiced and I know this thing. So yeah, that is it for me.
So what we're saying in the general denomination here is that the importance of competence is that it will bet mastery, right?
Yeah,
it will bet capacity and even
Yeah.
capability.
Yeah, and even trust from people.
Exactly.
When you're competent, people
And
trust
more
you with
and
their
more
jobs.
importantly, the truth of the matter is that there is no how you'll be competent that you will not enter the palaces of this world. Your competence brings you to your palace. Let's not even use Cristiano Ronaldo now. We have majority of people out there that are competent. I know of a family friend. So when you look at him, you will never believe the figure that he controls. Guess what? This guy became competent in IT so early, before now that IT became a thing.
Yeah.
So as in so early, like about 20 years ago today, from the comfort of his home, he's earning nothing less. I'm not joking. He's not earning nothing less than 500,000 per hour. So that means he determines how much he earns per day. And guess what? He has met with people, cream de la cream of the society, just because of that singular competence of what he does, because it's very sensitive. What he does is very, very sensitive. So what we're saying in total is that whatever you do today, kindly build competence early in life. I call you the advantage generation. Dear youth out there, whatever you do, be intentional about building your competence in life, because it will bring you in front of kings. It will take you to greatness. It will make it fast. You will stand in front of kings and not ordinary men. That's the truth. Competence is very key. People will pay any amount for your competence, and that's what is happening to Cristiano Ronaldo, which everybody knows. And that's why I use that example. I do hope that you got a thing or two on the Great Youth Connect show today. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time too. All right, let's do this again, same time on this wonderful station, Immaculate TV. And I believe that it will be a great time when we see again. My name is Funke Sonali Pamaroti. God bless you all. Bye-bye.